Hi, welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm Justin Riley, and we have a fantastic special edition of our Restaurant Show today. We're going to be joined for the entire half hour by Lewis Station Winery from Lake Mills. They've got some fantastic locally sourced food, and their wines are made right on site. It's going to be a great show. A couple of the recipes have bacon as the centerpiece, so you'll want to stick around for that. It's all coming up right here on the Restaurant Show, where you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to eat right here on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We are here with Rob and Jason from Lewis Station Winery in Lake Mills. How are you guys?
Very good. How are
Awesome. You? Always excited to have you in the house. We're making a cheese platter and a pump jockey salad today. I'm really excited to hear what that is, but can you talk to us, give us a little bit of a heads up as far as what we're to expect today, Jason?
Absolutely. We're going to start with the cheese tray, and the cheese tray is one of our biggest items that we sell. We feature only Wisconsin cheeses, number one, because as we know, Wisconsin makes the best cheese in the world, so that's what we're going to use.
Yeah.
Today I got a selection here of Belgioso Fontina, Carr Valley Applewood Smoked Pepper Jack, Rothkäse, who won the World Championship, so this is their Van Gogh Gouda, and then I have an amazing 10-year cheddar. And what I'm going to do is just cut them, get them on the tray, and kind of show you what we do. The trays that we do are all designed to be shared, so it's something where two, three, four people can get more than happy off of this tray.
Excellent.
So,
well, let's get started on
you
that.
Got it.
That's great. So you're including a Granny Smith apple in that.
Yes, I use this as kind of the garnish, and then also as a little crisp and a little tart in the center of the plate.
Sure.
And it's just kind of a little flourish that I do.
Excellent. Now, I want you to tell the story about how you went out to California, and this place that you went to was so proud to have 3-year-old cheddar from Wisconsin.
Yes, they did.
Tell the viewers about that story and tell them what you told them.
We were at a wonderful winery up in Julian, California, and as we're there enjoying ourselves, the nice lady behind the counter figures out that, number one, we're from Wisconsin. Yeah. And then she figures out that I'm a chef from Wisconsin. So the next thing I see, she's coming over with her little menu, and she's very proud, and she points out to me that they have aged Wisconsin cheddar on their menu. And I said, that's really nice. I'm great. That's wonderful. So I kind of kept on back to the conversation I was doing. And the next thing I know, I see her reaching in a cooler and pulling out a piece of cheese, kind of like, looked like this. And she comes down and she shows me the wrapper, and it's this 3-year-old cheese. Yeah. I go, well, that's very, very good cheese. That is good cheese. But we do with that back in Wisconsin? She goes, no, what do you do? I go, we melt that on cheeseburgers.
We do.
Exactly.
I do. I put them on cheeseburgers. I don't think twice about it.
Back at our shop, we run a 10-year cheddar, which is just a whole different ball game than a 2 or 3 year. Yeah. It's truly, I think, the 10 year is the finest example of cheddar that's in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, now, are there any specific techniques in cutting that you're using?
I'm a big believer in doing a feather cut, where what I try not to do is little cubes or strips. I want it to be thinner on one end and thicker on the other side, so that as it hits the tongue, it starts to melt before you start to chew it.
Okay.
At least that's the theory behind it.
Okay.
This right here, the Carr Valley Smoked Jack, is just a wonderful cheese. The smoking kind of takes the first hit off of the beginning, at the front of the tongue, and then it catches up with you on the back.
All right, great.
And this Gouda is just one of the best cheeses.
So you're getting me excited now. I mean, do I have to wait until this is all done before I can take a slice? Or?
There we go.
What is this? So this is the Gouda?
This is the Gouda.
This is the Gouda, okay.
So take a... And what I do, we don't...
It's a Gouda?
It's a Gouda.
We don't cut anything ahead. Everything is cut when the plate is ordered. I don't want anything drying out. I only want the best quality going out at all the time. Our lettuces and such on our salads, we don't even rip the lettuce until the salad gets ordered.
Oh, good.
Because I want people to get the best experience that they
Look
can.
At that crumbly.
Oh, this is
Isn't that beautiful?
That's great.
This is just
fantastic.
the best example of cheddar there is.
So, Rob, tell us a little bit about the wine that we're enjoying today.
Yeah, you got it. So this is our Pinot Grigio. We work with a grape grower in Northern California who has a high mountain vineyard that is perfect for Pinot Grigio because it helps really bring out the acidity in the grape, so that when you produce it, it has some of that nice sharp acid.
Okay.
So if you try it, you're certainly going to pick up some of that acidity, some of that kind of that grilled melon, just tinge of honey. It's all there.
Yeah,
and
it is
what,
there.
And what makes this perfect for pairing what you have. Now, a lot of people, when they think cheese, they think, oh, you need a nice, big, bold red wine to go with cheese.
Yeah.
And that certainly works, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But the reason that this works, and again, we put a lot of thought into the cheese and the wine and making sure that everything works well. And that is that this 10-year-old cheddar, one thing that you're going to notice is it's got some saltiness to it. Okay, so that saltiness in that 10-year cheddar kind of offsets and balances the acidity in the wine.
All right, cool.
So that's the beauty of having something like this, is the acidity and the salt pair well together.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really fun is that certainly the apple has some nice acidity to it. I mean, apples, when you take a bite, it causes you to salivate a little bit. Well, that's what this does. So that's what this wine does. So you're balancing acidity.
Yes. Balancing acidity, so that's an important principle when you're pairing.
Absolutely. It's one of the most important principles is balancing acidity.
So I'm going to keep eating some cheese here. Jason, what do you have for this? What is this pump jockey salad?
Pump jockey salad is our house salad. So this is the one that we serve with the pizzas. This is our #1 selling salad.
Okay.
What this salad is #1, it starts with the greens, and the greens I get from a farmer outside of Columbus by the name of Dave Lundeen.
Okay.
This is called a Finberg crisp lettuce. Think of it as romaine on steroids.
Okay.
Really crisp, deep green color, got that little bit of bitterness that you're looking for out of a nice lettuce. Also in here I have a little bit of his red romaine. And what I'm going to do is very, very simply, I take our citrus vinaigrette, or citrus dressing, which is real simple. Just good, bright citrus flavor by using the zest and the juices.
Ooh.
I coat them lightly like that.
Yeah.
I take a little bit of my seasoning, like so. This gets tossed together.
Are you allowed to say what's in that seasoning?
The seasoning, no, but I can tell you about the dressing.
Okay.
We have some secrets.
I found that every chef has their own little secret seasoning that they use, and they don't tell what's in that.
Well, and I'm a big one. I like my salads to be tall and pretty and not too complicated. I want to taste the flavors of the salad themselves. And so what we do is we come in like this. We hit this with some grana padano, which is Parmesan, which is aged for over 90 days. This is a Belgioso, again, a Wisconsin cheese product. And then for a crunch, I like to use some crispy shallots on top.
All right, that's nice.
That gives a good crisp. Does not have flour in it, so it's just a nice crisp without having any type of gluten or anything like that. And then I hit this with just a touch of my seasoning again at the end.
That's awesome.
And
what a great combination.
Pump jockey salad.
What a great.
And with that citrus dressing that he added to it, it's that citrus that also goes very well with this Pinot Grigio, because that's got some natural citrus to it.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to pair that with the salad. The citruses are going to balance. The acidity is going to balance. The salt is going to pair with that acidity.
Yeah.
It's meant to be together.
And you brought some bread too.
And we have some bread.
I love it. Well, hey guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll check in with you a little bit later. And this has been Rob and Jason from Lewis Station Winery. They're over in Lake Mills. Go check them out, and we'll be right back with more Restaurant Show after this. We're back after the break with more Lewis Station Winery and ballsy kale salad and Lake Mills sushi. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Back again with Lewis Station Winery. Rob and Jason join us. Hey, folks.
Hello.
So today we're going to be making ballsy kale salad and Lake Mills sushi. So, Jason, talk to us about, Lake Mills sushi. Is this real sushi?
It's not real sushi per se.
It's your take on sushi.
In our community, raw fish wouldn't go over quite as big as I would like it to, so I wouldn't be able to keep it as fresh as I would need to do it.
Sure, okay.
So what I've done over the year here is we figured out a dish here where I feature Crave Brothers mascarpone cheese and Russian water trout with some fresh vegetables and some good seasoning inside. So you're going to get all the flavors of a sushi because there's wasabi and eel sauce and all sorts of fun stuff like that inside. But it's more of a tortilla wrap with vegetables.
Sure. Well, let's get started. Let's see how this is put together then. So this is the mascarpone cheese?
This is the mascarpone. And mascarpone is a cream cheese in an Italian style. And it's just, you can see, it's just absolutely luscious. It's just absolutely creamy. It's one that's done by Crave Brothers that I think is... It's just a spectacular example of it.
My wife used to decorate cakes. This kind of reminds me of like how she used to ice cakes. You could ice cakes with this probably, right?
Oh, this? Oh, yeah. We use it in frostings for our red velvet cake and a bunch of other cakes that my wife does.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous
Cream cheese frosting is my favorite.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's great.
Well,
So-
this is much. It's lighter
Okay.
than just regular straight up cream cheese.
Okay, well, that's
so
good
it's
to
just
know.
got a real silky texture to it.
Awesome. So, Rob, what you're our wine guy. Tell us about what we're drinking here today.
Well, today we brought we call it our Lost Pyramid Red.
Okay.
Now, so the name, I'll give you a quick history on this. So Lost Pyramid, I don't know if you know that Lake Mills is known for having pyramids in the lake.
Really?
It is. So even if you were to drive downtown, you'll see some signs that say, "Welcome to the City of Pyramids." So anyway, so where the pyramids are, they're actually under the lake, and they're actually pyramids under the lake. We know where they are, so technically they're not lost.
Right.
So it's kind of play on words a little bit. So we call it Lost Pyramid, just kind of a fun name associated with the community. But what the wine is, though, is it's a Cranberry Sera.
Okay.
So the Syrah is the base grape. Syrah is a nice dry variety with a little spice to it. And what I did is I fermented till it's nice and dry. Then I add a cranberry sweetener to it, which heightens the sweetness.
Okay.
Dilutes it a little bit, so it brings it back down between 8 and 9% alcohol.
Okay.
So it's actually a wine that you can chill it.
Okay.
And you can sit outside on the patio or your deck and enjoy this. Certainly in these nice hot summers that we're having, this is one of those wines that would be a perfect pairing.
Excellent, excellent. So where are we at here, Jason?
Right now we have the mascarpone base. I have a little bit of herbs and spices, Asian with an Asian influence.
Okay.
Meaning there's some sesame, toasted sesame, and some ginger in that.
Sure. Okay.
And now I take fresh greens. I take a shred carrots.
All right.
I take a shred of broccoli stems.
Excellent.
Because we like to use the whole thing up.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to take a sip of this, Rob, if that's all right with you, since I saw you do it first. So.
This will give us some body, and then I take scallions.
Oh boy, is that good!
Nice and refreshing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the nose, you'll kind of get that hint of Syrah.
Yeah.
But you'll smell that hint of cranberry.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there are a lot of producers in Wisconsin that produce cranberry wine.
Yeah.
And cranberry can be very tart. I mean,
Sure.
cranberries are tart.
Right.
But by the way that I blend it with the Syrah, you get all that cranberry flavor and that cranberry nose without all the tartness.
Right.
So it makes it nice and gentle and sweet.
Yeah, it's very
and
sweet.
delicious for the summer.
Yeah, it is. It's got that that refreshingness to it, which
Yeah.
is great. So,
Yeah.
and then what kind of fish did you say this was?
This
Jason?
is rushing water smoked trout.
Oh, right.
Which is a trout that we feature. It's absolutely one of my favorite fish.
Okay.
Now we're taking a little line of eel sauce.
All right. And then we have our Lake Mills sushi pretty soon.
And then we take a touch of wasabi up the center.
Gotta have the wasabi.
Isn't
Gotta
it
have the
beautiful?
wasabi. That looks. Isn't it? I almost hate to have it rolled up. It looks so beautiful, just like that. So then we roll it, and you
And we roll it
just like you would
this.
regular sushi, and
Yep,
then you
and
cut
then
it
I'll
up.
slice it like a roll.
Excellent, excellent. That's very cool. So you guys, I want to just make mention. You guys are already pretty busy on Wednesday nights, but a great time for you to go out and try the food and the drinks at Lewis Station Winery would be Wednesday night for your Wednesday wine and tapas.
It's a very popular.
Very popular. They have you have kind of a different menu each time they come out, or different food.
Yeah, not kind of. It is different every time. Yeah.
Okay.
It all kind of. Wednesdays, what we do is we set up this tapas table, which is a couple proteins, cheese display, and then I do 10, 11 fresh vegetable salads.
Sure.
And it all kind of depends on what the farmers show me and what I see. So
Sure.
I really don't know what I'm going to do until about 11 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Right.
Because I got to see what's there, and then it kind of
That
speaks
fresh.
to me.
It's
It is that fresh.
Yeah. All right, look at that. It's beautiful. Lake Mills sushi.
Look at that.
The food just kind of speaks for itself here, I think.
It does.
It's all about good fresh flavors.
Yeah.
You know, everything's done to order. Nothing's
Yeah.
done ahead of time, and it's as local as I can absolutely have it.
There you go. And that's something that you guys are really passionate about is local.
You
So,
bet.
Absolutely.
presentation looks great. You got the end pieces kind of on either side. That's
Yeah.
cool. We just have a little bit of time left. Do you think you can fit in the ballsy kale salad there, Jason?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Rob and I are going to be eating over here while you.
There we go.
There we go. Why don't you guys get into that?
All right. So you just
The
kinda eat it
ballsy
with
kale
your hands.
salad's
You just
real
eat it with your hands.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I've got a nice mix of real local kale. This is a dressing that's balsamic vinegar, fig marmalade, a little oil. And then we hit this with
This
some
is
craisins.
delicious.
Isn't it delicious?
Delicious.
We hit this with some walnuts. And then the highlight here is Caprini Supreme goat cheese, which is a handmade goat cheese done here in Wisconsin. Absolutely luscious.
If you've never tried goat cheese, head down to
bit of my
Lewis
seasoning.
Station and try some goat cheese. It's amazing.
If we could slide this out.
All right.
There we go.
So
and then all of our salads are tossed and dressed.
Okay.
Being an old chef, that's kind of a...
Wow. That's beautiful. So then does the goat cheese like mix in, or is it meant to kind of come out?
Well, the goat cheese, what happens is that the dressing kind of melts the goat cheese.
Yeah.
And it just turns into this wonderful, creamy salad.
Fantastic. That's beautiful. Beautiful food to look at, wonderful conversation, great tasting wines. It's all there at Lewis Station Winery. Thanks so much for coming in today, guys.
Let me finish this.
You got to finish it up. I missed that.
You got to put a glaze on the end here.
It's all got to be finished. So.
Look at that.
That's how it looks. There you go.
Rob and Jason, thanks so much for coming in. We'll check in with you a little bit later. Go on down to Lewis Station Winery, and we'll be back with more Restaurant Show right after this. Stick around. Coming up after the break, once more with Lewis Station Winery, things get real with their bacon spinach salad and Jonesin' for bacon plate. We're back with Lewis Station Winery here on the Restaurant Show. And Jason, as you talked a little bit about before the show started, up until now it's been just games. This is serious now.
Now we're in the serious stuff.
Now we're in the realm of
serious. We're going bacon.
Bacon spinach salad and your Jonesin' for bacon plate.
Yes.
Okay, so start talking, Jason. What's going on here?
We have the bacon plates kind of working in the oven right now, so we'll start off with the spinach salad.
All right, that's cool.
Spinach salad, we have a house olive oil that we sell, a bacon-infused olive oil. That is kind of the feature of this salad.
Okay.
Again, hyper locally sourced spinach. Bacon. The bacon itself comes from Jones Farm down in Fort Atkinson.
Okay.
The mushrooms in this dish come from Helenville, Palm Mushrooms in Helenville,
Okay.
which is about 10 miles away from the winery.
Okay.
And again, all of our salads are tossed nice and fresh. And this one here has got just a lot going on.
Yeah, I can see that.
And now you know where the name comes from, Jonesin' for bacon. It comes from Jones Dairy Farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had to explain that to me.
Well, and that's when we get to the...
Sorry, I'm a TV host. I don't understand those things very
The
quickly.
bacon plate features bones, basically back ribs that have been treated the same as bacon, so they've been cured and smoked.
Oh, okay.
Just like bacon.
Okay.
And, they are decadent, to say the least.
Right.
So that's a
Excellent.
nice fresh spinach salad.
Excellent.
And then on the
Anybody
Jones...
got a fork? We don't have a fork here. What's going on?
And then the Jones over bacon salad, because we have 3 different kinds of bacon on the plate, I do try to throw a little bit of lettuce and fresh vegetable in here.
Just so they can be more guilt-free.
Well, think of it as a deconstructed BLT. There's a little tomato in here, a little lettuce in here.
Okay.
And then the fresh mozzarella is kind of the mayonnaise, mayonnaise or the creamy part.
Okay.
So we start with a base like that.
Okay.
And then I feature 3 different bacons, and it kind of changes from week to week, but the one thing that's always on here is our bacon bones.
All right.
And these are the bacon bones.
Oh my goodness.
And what I've done here on the bacon bones is they're back ribs that have been cured and smoked like bacon. And I've taken and I do a sweet pickled jalapeno and gooseberry glaze over the top of them.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys like this.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
And
I'm
then
just totally
this next
speechless.
bacon here is Fent Brothers in Watertown. This is their house bacon, which is a hickory smoked. These guys have been making bacon since 1919, and it tastes wonderful.
Wow.
And then the last one here is actually a chicken bacon, also done by Jones Farm. This is an uncured chicken bacon. So what you're looking at is a spread of 3 different bacons.
Okay.
Like that. And then I take my sauces, and again, the gooseberry sweet pickled jalapeno glaze. We hit the ribs with that one more time.
Okay.
I get a little squirt on the rest of it like that. And then this is maple syrup and coarse mustard. So
Really?
think of it as like a honey mustard, but more with maple syrup.
Okay, a honey mustard
Come on.
with maple syrup. Okay. So while he's pouring the last touches on there, Rob, what kind of wine are we drinking here?
All
This
right.
is the Sangiovese.
Ah, said beautifully.
Did I say that right?
Like a true Italian.
All right.
Sangiovese.
All right.
Yeah, so this is Sangiovese. Now, it is an Italian varietal, although I work with a grape grower in Northern California that has the terroir very similar to Italian, to Italy, and specifically Chianti, because that's kind of the base grape for Chianti.
Sure.
So most people have heard of a Chianti, maybe you've never heard of a Sangiovese.
Sure.
But that's kind of what that wine is. And so this Sangiovese, this is kind of more like a super Tuscan. So I aged this with French oak, and then I actually added a little American toasted oak. So if you smell it, you'll get a little of that toastiness on the nose. So that comes from American oak.
Yeah.
American oak is a little more aggressive on the nose.
Sure.
Whereas French oak, what that does, that kind of gives it that creamy palate sensation.
Who would have thought that there's different flavors and different smells from different oaks from different
oaks.
countries?
Different oak, and Hungarian oak does a different thing. There are different levels of toast. So it all depends on what the winemaker wants to finish that product with.
Beautiful.
So it may start as a certain style of wine, but the winemaker has a lot of influence based on what type of oak adjuncts and things that you would add to it.
Yeah.
And so the idea with this is because it's big, bold, and tannic, so your mouth probably dried out a little bit because of that oak. Well, what you need to make that work for food and wine pairing is you need fat, right?
You need this.
And if you didn't know this, bacon has just a hint of fat in it.
No way.
So that bacon actually
I don't want to hear this.
pairs beautifully with the
But you'll see
Sangiovese.
a sip of the wine after that, you'll see exactly what he's talking about.
Well, let me just enjoy this for a second. Don't push me here.
It is
my God.
delicious, isn't it?
That is delicious. No, just a sip of that after.
Take a sip of
that's
that
all
after,
you
and
need
you'll
is
see
a
how
sip
that
of it.
acid just comes on.
Wow. Wow. I'm crying a little bit if you can't see out there because it's just so delicious. This is amazing. Can I try another one of the bacons as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is kind of the fun stuff that Jason and I do as as he's working on preparing the meals and looking at the menu and coming up with some of that creative things that he does. I mean, on Wednesdays he specifically goes to the farmers market and pulls all fresh ingredients, brings it back to the winery, and this is kind of the stuff that he prepares.
And I think that's what's so great about you guys is that you're really pulling like hyper local ingredients. I mean, it's all within how many miles would you say is like the furthest?
Our entire menu, with the exception of the Kalamata olives that we use, is within 100 miles of our winery.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Can you give me a fork? I want to try this salad. I got to try the salad.
Those bones are something else, aren't they?
This is amazing. This is, I mean, and what was it's gooseberry and
pickled jalapenos and gooseberry that I puree together.
Wow, that's really great. For those of you who want to go out and try some of this stuff, you never know what you're going to get on Wednesday nights at Lewis Station Winery. Right. Wine and Tapas is their thing that they do every Wednesday, and it's always something different because it depends on the ingredients that you can find, right, Jason?
Well, it depends on what looks the best.
Jason, can you grab that fork for me, please, real quick? Thank you. All right, I'm going to try this salad real quick here. And this is the bacon spinach salad.
And all the plates, like you can see, I mean, these are meant to be shared. These are meant to be shared. So you come in, you get a bacon plate, you get another thing, you have a wonderful meal for 2 to 3 people.
Yeah, and like you said, a meal for 2 to 3 people. Now, if you were to do the economics on this, you might be looking at $35 or $40 for all the food, a nice bottle of wine. 4 of you can sit and enjoy something as delicious as this.
That's an incredible deal. Thanks for coming in. You sure you don't want to come in tomorrow? This has been Rob and Jason from Lewis Station Winery. Thanks so much for coming in. Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up after this. Stick around. Wow, what a great show we've had today with Lewis Station Winery. It's a fantastic, locally owned and locally made wine right here in Lake Mills. I encourage you to go and check them out, enjoy some wine, enjoy some food, and some great conversation as well. That's all the time we have for today on The Restaurant Show. This is Justin Riley reminding you that life is too short to eat average.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.